Mukesh Ambani is an Indian billionaire businessman. According to Forbes, he is the richest person in Asia with a net worth of 94 billion US dollars and the 12th richest person in the world. Today we talk about Mukesh Ambani top 10 rules for success.
The first lesson is courage. Nobody has ever achieved anything big in business or in any walk of life without courage. Of course, whenever you do anything big, you do feel a little scared. But you've got to conquer fear to discover the hidden hero within you. With courage, with self-belief, and the can-do spirit, you overcome any adversity.
The second piece that I think I learned is that as an entrepreneur, right, it's very important to find a problem that you want to solve, that you are passionate about. Right? There is no, and this is the same thing that, in fact, Professor Sharma at UDCT, I was blessed to have him. He'd always say that I am not going to give you a list of problems and then you can go and work on anything. You find a problem. And then I will grade you on the quality of the problem that you find, and then I'll grade you on the quality of solution that you actually do. So the same rules apply for an entrepreneur, that it's not solving problems, it's first finding problems. Once you find the problem, right, then you solve it.
Put on your running shoes. Put on your running shoes, but remember that personal and professional success is not a sprint, but a marathon. We are lucky to be living in a dynamic world where anything is possible. But it is important to remember there are no overnight successes. You will need to be dedicated, single-minded, and there is no substitute to hard work. And also remember that in this marathon of life is not a rat race. It is important to achieve our goals, but not at any cost.
My father started Reliance with $100. Right? When I joined Reliance in 1980, the market value of Reliance was $30 or $40 million. And in 30 years, right, the opportunities that were provided by this country has enabled us to create wealth for India. My father was a big believer that any business that has the sole purpose of making money is not worth doing. Right? Business must serve a larger societal purpose. Reliance raised all its money from capital markets and from individual small shareholders. So we've created 1 million millionaires just by investing in Reliance out of ordinary Indians. And that is the process of creating wealth for the country. Once you create opportunity, wealth comes.
Failures are normal. And with all the success that one sees, people, even in my own case, don't see how many times I have failed before I succeed. So they are just a step before you succeed. So never get disheartened by failures. Learn from them, but never give up.
Keep your headphones on. Fill your ears and minds with melodies of optimism. Turn out the critics and the cynics, the naysayers, people who say ye nahi ho sakta hai, and treat them as noise cancellation. Dance to your own music and take some risks in life. Because it is often the risk taker who changes the course of history, who innovates, who creates something the world desperately needs and contributes to the well-being of millions of lives.
You grew up amidst affluence. Were you spoiled as a child?
No, I don't think so.
Not even a teensy-weensy bit?
No, I really think that for us, all four of us, myself, Anil, Dipti, Neena, We were a very close-knit family, and in those years, right, Papa spent an awful amount of time with us while the business was being, and these are the most difficult years of growing a business from scratch.
So he always found time for his children.
It was every Sunday that was 100% devoted to us. What he did is brought the best out of all four of us, and he was not the typical disciplinarian, or he would not spoil except my youngest sister Nina, but that also within limits. He always focused in terms of bringing the best out of you, giving you the space, giving you the encouragement, and always his general view, and one of my take homes was that never have an inferiority complex, never think that you cannot do it. He would encourage us, he would really stretch the envelope, and I think that for each one of us in the family, and me particularly, that whole relationship is something that is a lesson on a lifelong basis.
Empathy means caring and sharing with every human being in our organization and the world at large. The more we care, the higher we grow as human beings. I understand empathy as dil ki daulat. It is the wealth of your heart. The more you spend it on others, the more wealthy you become.
Today as an Ambani, you're amongst one of the richest people in the country. What does money mean to you?
Often I have been asked or been told that, you're probably one of the richest in India and things. But I think both Mukesh and myself feel that money nor wealth is an end to itself. It's how you use your wealth that is more important. And I tell Mukesh all the time that life is not about making money or making wealth. Life is actually about making memories, because that's all that you leave behind.
I think this whole business, Karan, of making memories, it's such a simple statement, but I think it's profound in saying that, and particularly now after Papa, the only thing that we have of him are his memories, and they are very dear to us. And I think that Nita used to always say this, that every moment is important, and that's what life is all about. And I think it makes I understand what she's saying.
And finally, an entrepreneur is always positive. He's an optimist, and he proves, there are lots of cynics, lots of negative people around, but an entrepreneur spreads positive energy. That's really what I have learned.
I really have my father as my role model, and he started off with nothing. And one of the things that he said to me is that you really don't know, Mukesh, what it is to be poor. And make sure that you maintain everybody's self-respect. So when you give, people hold their hand on this basis. Don't give on that basis, right? When you give, and if people hold their hand like this, that means they bless you. That's the way to give. And in a certain sense, some amount of anonymous giving, or doing things that change societies, doing things that leave a lasting impact, and even if it be creation of businesses, creation of jobs, right? Creation of sustainable institutions that last beyond you, is the best way that you can contribute to India.
I'm rich.